Hello, this video is for my advanced math students. I'll be doing lesson 71 starting on page 352. Talking more about the ellipse and how it's made and some important information that we can find out from the ellipse. If you look here, you see how a circle is made. There's a center, and the outside of the circle is always the equal distance from the center. We call that the radius. You know that. All these lines are all these points that are equal distance from the center. In an ellipse, you have 2 points, each called a focus. The plural of focus is foci, focuses. And these foci excuse me, the ellipse is made from all points that are equal distance from the foci. So we could come to a point right there. And if we had a string between those 2 points and stretched it, it would go to right there. It would go to there also. And it could come to there. And it could come to there. I think I've showed you this in class before. All of these lines that I'm drawing are equal distance from these foci right here. Those 2 focuses. So today we're going to be focusing on how to find the foci. Those are important points. Now, you know that in ellipse, at least the way we've learned the equations so far, it's always x squared over the x coordinate plus y squared over the y coordinate squared and equals 1. The book uses a squared and b squared. Okay? We're going to look at the very first example, middle of page 353. It says, write the standard form of an equation of the ellipse with the vertices at plus or minus 5, 0. Meaning, out here at negative 5 and out here at positive 5 are the foci. And it says you have, excuse me, I said foci. Those are the vertices, excuse me. And then you have foci at negative 4 and positive 4. Those are the 2 points that are going to be equal distance that this outside is equal distance from both of them. Okay? Now, the way we've started out right there, I can already get 80% of my equation here. I know that it's x squared over something plus y squared over something equals 1. Well, along the x-axis, I see I'm coming out here to 5. I know that this is going to be 5 squared, or 25. The only thing I don't know is what is underneath the y squared. Well, that's what these foci are going to help us figure out. Now, my ellipse is going to look something like that. Because the foci are on the x-axis, I know that the vertices, the horizontal axis, will be the greater axis. In other words, this won't go up to 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. It's going to be less than 5. Now, here's something you need to know. This distance right here from this vertex to the focus is always the same as this length here. This length here is 5. Yes, we've come out to negative 5, but its distance is 5. That means that this is also 5. I like to think of a ladder sometimes. Here is a ladder laying on the ground, and the ladder is 5 feet tall. And here's a wall that you've got it up against. And then you start to lift it, lift it, lift it, lift it. When the bottom of the ladder is 4 feet from the wall, how high up is the ladder? The ladder itself is still 5 feet. That length of the ladder will not change. So I now have a triangle right here, a right triangle. Right here, it doesn't look exactly correct. Actually, the one up there looks better than the one I drew. And we're out here a distance of 4. And that is 5. What is this distance right there? Well, Pythagorean theorem tells me that 4 squared plus y squared will equal 5 squared. You may know this type of triangle already. This is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. Get my math right here. Y squared equals 9, y equals 3. Yeah, this is 3. How tall is your ellipse? It's 3. What number goes under here? It's 3 squared. So we have the number 9. So our equation is x squared over 25, which we knew from the original problem, plus y squared over 9 equals 1. Let's do another. There are 3 of them in this lesson. The second one, on page 354, top of the page says, write the standard form of an equation with ellipse, of the ellipse with vertices at 0 plus or minus 6 and foci at 0 plus or minus 5. So this is going to be an ellipse like this. We're up here at 6 and negative 6, and my foci are at 5 and negative 5. I know that I can write my equation almost completely done. Because this 6 is the y-axis vertex, I know that this is going to be 36. So it's x squared over something plus y squared over 36 equals 1. I'm 80% done with my equation. But I need to draw a line from that focus down to this vertex. By the way, I could have drawn it to this one, or I could have done any of these. It doesn't matter. But here is my triangle. This hypotenuse is always the length of this major axis. So it's also going to be 6. Here, oops, get in the way. So I've got 6, 5, and we don't know what. So let's do the Pythagorean theorem. X squared plus 5 squared equals 6 squared. X squared equals, what is that, 11. X equals the square root of 11. Now that's nice. This is out here at negative square root of 11. This is positive square root of 11. What goes underneath here? X, the square root of 11 squared, or just 11. X squared over 11 plus y squared over 36 equals 1. One more. Write the standard form of the equation of a horizontal ellipse. A horizontal ellipse is one that goes left to right. If it had said a vertical ellipse, it would be up and down like that. Whose center is at the origin. That's nice. That's at 0, 0. The length of the major axis is 10. The major axis is the left and right. If that whole length is 10, that means that we're back here at negative 5 and over there at positive 5. And whose minor axis and the length of the minor axis is 4. So this is 2 and this is negative 2. What are the coordinates of the foci? If they had said what was the equation, well, we know that it's x squared over 25 plus y squared over 4 equals 1. That's not what they're asking. They're asking, where is this focus? Right there. We're going to draw this triangle again. I know that this length right here is 2. This hypotenuse is 5 because that's what the major axis is. I don't know what that is right there. So I'll draw it again. 2, 5, x. X squared plus 2 squared equals 5 squared. X squared plus 4 equals 25. X squared equals 21. X equals the square root of 21. We're back here at negative square root of 21, and the other focus is at positive 20 square root of 21. If you use your calculator, which they do not require this, and you take the square root you'll get that it's at not 4.6, 4.58. All right. And they show that in your book. They give you the answer. They tell you that it's a positive and negative, square root of 21, and a height of 0. And they also give you the equation. There's that lesson. Let me know if you have problems. Thanks, guys.